They called me the heartbeat of the family, but they treated me like the floor mat. For 15 years, I was the woman who never bought a new dress so my sister Chloe could have a closet full of silk. I was the one who worked double shifts at the dusty warehouse, ruining my skin and my youth so my brother Kevin could finish his MBA in London. I remember the night I stood under the rain, shivering as the love of my life, Mark, knelt in the mud with a ring that caught every drop of light. He begged me to fly to Paris with him to start our own life. I looked at the flickering light of my parents' house, thinking of their medical bills and my siblings' tuition, and I crushed my own heart. I told the only man who ever loved me to leave and never come back. I chose them. I chose blood. But blood turned out to be cold. By the time I was 35, the beauty they once praised was gone. My hands were calloused, my skin was scarred by the sun and harsh chemicals, and my eyes were perpetually tired. Kevin was now a top executive, and Chloe was a rising fashion influencer. One evening, they were hosting a high society dinner in the mansion I helped pay for. I walked into the living room wearing my old apron, carrying a tray of appetizers, and the room went silent. Chloe didn't look at me with love. She looked at me with disgust. She leaned into her wealthy friends and whispered, "Don't mind her. She's just a distant relative we keep out of pity. She's a bit unrefined, as you can see." Kevin didn't defend me. He laughed. "Linda, go back to the kitchen. You're ruining the aesthetic. Your skin. It's actually making the guests lose their appetite." They didn't just mock me. They told me to pack my bags. They said I was an embarrassment to their new brand. They threw me out into the same rain where I had once rejected Mark. I was sitting on a park bench, the cold seeping into my bones, when a sleek, black Maybach pulled over. It was Ethan, the boy from next door who I used to protect from bullies. He had become a tech titan, a man the world feared and admired. He didn't see a haggard woman. He saw the girl with the golden heart. He took my hand, looked at my scars, and kissed them. "They used your light to brighten their world and left you in the dark," he whispered. "Let's show them what happens when the sun goes down on them." The next 3 years were a whirlwind of fire and steel. Ethan didn't just give me money. He gave me back my mind. I studied until my eyes burned. I underwent the best treatments in the world to heal the skin I had sacrificed for ungrateful ghosts. I didn't just get my beauty back. I became a siren, a woman with the wisdom of a warrior and the face of a goddess. I built a real estate empire that quietly bought up every debt my family owed. The hit moment happened at the National Business Gala. My family was there, desperate, their business is crumbling. When the doors swung open, I walked in, wearing a dress made of midnight crystals, dripping in diamonds, with Ethan holding my waist. My mother dropped her glass. Kevin's face went pale. I took the microphone on the stage and smiled. "Today, I am the owner of the homes you live in and the companies you run, and as of 9 a.m. tomorrow, you're all evicted." I went to the VIP lounge to touch up my lipstick when the door slammed open. It was Chloe, her face a mask of smeared mascara and pure envy. "You think you're so special?" she spat. "You're still the same pathetic Linda who used to scrub my bathroom floor. You can't buy class." I slowly capped my gold lipstick and turned around. "I did scrub your floors, Chloe. I lived in the shadows so you could play in the sun. But shadows are where you learn how to see in the dark. While you were learning how to spend money you didn't earn, I was learning how the world works." She stepped forward, desperate. "We're family. Mum is crying. You're being cruel over just a house." I let out a soft melodic laugh that made her flinch. "It's never just a house. It was my life. It was the decade of youth I'll never get back. You didn't need me. You needed a victim. And that girl died the night you kicked her out into the rain." I walked toward her, my heels clicking with absolute authority. I adjusted a stray hair behind her ear. "You called me ugly for years. You said no man would want me. But look at us now. You're sweating through a dress you can't afford, begging a woman you despise. And me? I'm going back to the man who treats me like a goddess." I leaned in, my breath warm against her ear. "The eviction notice is being served at 8 a.m. I'd suggest you start packing, but don't worry. I'll leave the floor scrub under the sink. You might need it for your next landlord." I walked past her, my silk train brushing her legs like a cold caress. I stepped back into the light of 1,000 cameras, leaving her alone in the dark. I didn't marry young, but I married right. Ethan and I have 2 beautiful children who are taught that love is a partnership, not a sacrifice. I look in the mirror now, and I don't see the ugly girl they created. I see a woman who walked through fire and came out as the flam.